For most of us, breathing is one of the easiest tasks we can do. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to find off-market properties as easy it is to breathe. Deal flow is everything. And if you don't have deal flow, you're not going to be a successful real estate investor. And I'm going to be sharing with you 3 ways you can find off-market properties and continue that deal flow. Let's get into it. The first thing is for sale by owner. And yes, we've all heard that before, for sale by owner, but there's actually a website for sale by owners where property owners, they can list their property and for sale by owner instead of on Zillow and a bunch of other stuff. And so we're going to actually go over there to forsalebyowner.com, and I'm going to show you some things that you can actually do with it. For sale by owner. All right. Where I clicked on this before, the #1 site for sale by owner, of course. So we're actually going to go over here to buy. We're going to search for homes. And since I've already researched this website, I'm going to actually research this one specific home in this area that I'm living in. It appreciates a lot. And so you can buy these properties and wholesale them, flip them, or keep them as, renting out, and then just refinance, get the cash out, and then go ahead and buy another property. So the property I looked up was 4545, which is Hollow. There it is. Let's go ahead and click on it. But you can just type in the search bar and it'll bring up a whole buttload of property. Just type in the city that you're wanting to invest in. Well, right now it's Colorado Springs. And as you can see, this property is actually worth, or it's listed for, excuse me, for $328,000. No, so I know this market very well. And I know this property is actually, it's on the low end. Yeah, it's been on the market for 65 days, but not a lot of people know about, forsalebyowner.com. And so you can actually contact the sellers, or you can save it, and you can see the price move up and down if the owner decides to do so. Well, I know this property is actually, like I said, on the lower end. And so I can buy this property, and this property might be even worth like $350, $360. They're probably lowballing this pretty bad. Maybe even less, maybe $340. But then again, that's $14,000. Well, I'm sorry. That's $12,000. That's, $22,000. That's $22,000 worth of equity that you can just buy right out the gate and then flip it to whoever else. We're going to go back over here to my PowerPoint really quick. Hit present. Now, the second way I'm wanting to talk to you about getting off-market properties is Foreclosure.com. And yes, I talk about this website all the time here on this YouTube channel. But that's because I use it every single day to find off-market properties, pre-foreclosures, foreclosed homes, properties that are taken by the bank. And you can contact these banks and get a really good deal on it. And by the way, a link to Foreclosure.com is going to be in the description down below. So we're actually going to go over to Foreclosure.com. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to sign in again. Yep. All right. So hold on really quick. And we're back. So we're going to type in, again, we're going to go to Colorado Springs, Colorado. And we're going to see that all these foreclosures that are popping up. Well, I don't want to see foreclosures because that means the bank is already taking back the property. I don't want to deal with the bank. I want to actually deal with people. So you can go to the pre-foreclosure listing type, and it's going to pull up a bunch of properties that have been issued notices of default. And you can go knock on these people's doors and ask them, be like, hey, I've noticed that you're in the foreclosure stage. I want to help you out. Can we make a deal? And so, how do you know if it's a good deal or not? Well, you can go over here and just view some details. I didn't look up this property before. Too bad. 1,300 square feet. Let's see. Let's scroll down here. Oh, okay. So it's actually at auction. That means that an auction date has been set. So it actually already went up for auction. They just haven't updated this listing. But anyways, let's go ahead and see what we can see for this property and like what it might be worth. Okay, actually, you can see right here that the mortgage balance is $145,000. That's really good to know, because if you know that, you know the amount that this homeowner is like willing to let this property go without them having to come out of pocket on some things. And you can actually see the homeowner's name. You can see the defendant's name is right here, Joseph Gaines. So you can go knock on these people's doors, and if it's actually a property that they're living in, Be like, hey, Joseph, I noticed that you're in this foreclosure process, but be very sympathetic about this because, they're going through a hard time. They know they're getting foreclosed on. It's an embarrassing situation to be in. They're probably going through some financial hardship. So be very sympathetic whenever you're going to knock on these people's doors to get a great deal. So now we're going to hop back over here to my presentation. And what's the next one on our list? That is Meetup.com. It is not a dating website, even though it sounds like it. So we're going to go over here and we're going to go to Meetup.com. I'm already a member. Let's just go to your next event. Let's go ahead and type in real estate. Let's go real estate investing. We're going to search that. What it's actually going to pull up, this is what I want to talk to you about, is how to get an off-market deal. And you can actually go to Meetup.com, find out local real estate investors, and just connect with them, network with them. And so what does that do for you finding off-market properties? Well, if someone like this is going to a real estate meetup, most of the times they're experienced. So they want to network with other people. That means if they're experienced, they probably have a really good deal flow coming in to their email, people texting them. They have real estate agents looking out for them, bringing them deals first. And if they can't buy those properties, they're actually going to reach out to their friends that they've networked with, other real estate investors, and be like, hey, do you want this property? I actually can't buy it right now. My funds are tied up. And so that's exactly what you want to do. So right here, real estate investment networking event. You can click on it. It's actually an online event, obviously because of COVID going on right now. But again, real estate investing network series, create an asset is the key. And I don't even know how these online meetups work, but you can probably see everyone and talk to everyone. And whoever you want to actually talk to, you can just connect with them and send them a message after the meeting is over with. Be like, hey, I actually want to talk to you more about some properties. So you can see that this Raphael N is going, Vanessa K, Michael, Nikki. You can see all these people going, and most of the times these are experienced real estate investors or people that are actually starting out on their journey just like you, and they want to network as well. And this is a great way to actually start building relationships with people. And this is one thing that I'm actually glad that I did whenever I was a young real estate investor. I'm still kind of a young real estate investor. I'm actually really glad that I did this because I have a real estate investor / agent / friend that brings me properties all the time that have about 10% equity in them. I'm like, well, James, that's not a lot, 10% equity. 10% in this market where I'm at right now, Colorado Springs, that is $30,000 minimum. It's going to be about $34,000, $35,000 actually to get 10%. $35,000 can change someone's life. That's someone's full-time income for the year. That's the average income in America. That's life-changing. I want to get this across to you as best as I can. If you're investing in high appreciation markets, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because investing in high appreciation markets is actually one of the best forms of real estate investing. Think about it. I just bought a property for 10% equity position. So it's actually, let's say I bought a property for $330,000. It's worth $363,000. Well, now the property is going to appreciate another 9-10%. That's what we're seeing here on average. And that's another $30,000 going into your account. It's not going into your account right now, obviously, but in the form of appreciation and in the form of equity. And then whenever you sell the property, that's when you can cash out that equity. And all of a sudden you snapped your fingers, like we talk about here on the channel all the time, is snapping your fingers and money appearing in your bank account. So if you can snap your fingers in a year and all of a sudden $60K shows up in your bank account, I'm almost certain that's more than you're making per year right now. How would you feel just to have $60,000 show up in your bank account for living in a property? That's all there is to it. You live in a property, let it appreciate. If you aren't living in a high appreciation market and you have the ability to actually move to a high appreciation market, do that. You can utilize a first-time home buyer's down payment, which is 3.5% to 5% down. In this market, 3.5% on a $300,000 home is about $10,000, $10,500 to be exact. And so that's all you need to come up with. You can go and get a personal loan for that amount, hold on to it for a few months because there's some regulations behind it, and then buy a property and let it appreciate. And if you let it appreciate by 10% on a $30,000 home, that is going to be basically, $3,000 coming into your bank account every single month if you broke it out by month. But you're only seeing that profit on the back end when you sell it. I've been using these websites and other strategies to get consistent deal flow. Now, if you want to know what those other strategies are, comment strategy down below in the comment section. There's going to be videos popping up right around here, somewhere around in here, that I picked out specifically for you, and I really think you're going to enjoy it. So go click on those videos. But until the next video, I'm out. See ya.